everybody, it's Elizabeth Varian here with Webmaster for Hire. How are you doing? We are going to be talking in this video about website design, 5 different trends for 2017. And right now you're looking at our website. No, I won't do that. We are, following one of the trends, and it actually started trickling in to website design a couple of years ago, but it's really caught on. And if you're still into the columns, there are some ways of doing it so you can keep that column look. But for the most part, most of your large companies and small as well are shifting away from those column looks. And what you'll notice is we're wider and we're going with horizontal layout versus vertical columns. And so think rows in the Excel spreadsheet. You want rows for your items and as wide as you can be, and large font. And the reason you want the large font is because we're going from mobile now and in tablets as well as the old school desktop. But not everybody's heading desktop, where 73% of searchers online are actually using their mobile devices. So having the larger font helps with the smaller screens, even though they're going to be as big as a tablet if they keep going. Not that I mind. I like hanging out on my mobile. So the first tip of 2017 trend that we're seeing is longer, larger, and horizontal. So let me show you what that means. So on our site, you see the various sections. Each section we have. Now this is a faux way of keeping that the vertical. So, but it's still within the column. So excuse me, we used 4 column instead of 1 long horizontal, so we get a little faux sidebar there to add in, because that's very important that people want to contact us can. But then you start seeing this is the true horizontal. This is actually for your next holiday party. You can use this techie term. It's called parallax, and that's where the image, it's as if the site is rolling over the image. And it's just a little wow factor. Now we're going to talk later about AMP, which will be a new acronym for you. And this is showing that we may be getting away from some of this parallax and the movement. But I'll explain that when we get down to tip number 4. So you're just kind of seeing here, this is what we mean by horizontal wide. Long gone are the days of a 10-point font. You can see this is actually Samsung's site, and they are utilizing their product pages, so it's not just content sites and service sites, but it's also product sites. They're showcasing them on a larger scale. And Microsoft is doing the same. Just kind of peruse that. You can check these out on your own at a different time. We want to kind of jump into trend number 2 as we scroll up. You can tell I've already scrolled down on all these pages. Adidas, and we actually have Reebok here as well to show you, because why not have both competitors on here. Color is coming back. All designers go, yay! We're excited for color. I like white space. You could see on my site, on Webmaster for Hire, we have a white space. I'm not afraid of white space, but color is making a comeback, and it's classy, it's stylish, it's professional. It doesn't look like your kindergarten kids' drawings. So you're seeing that first one, there's that parallax there, and you're seeing that each area has color. Here's another, is having video. Kind of a quick tip, if you want to have video on your site, upload it in YouTube first or Vimeo, and then embed it on the site so you get the faster download and you get the storage saved in your server space for your hosting. So, because videos can be very heavy. You'll want to start recording your own videos like I am here. And as you can see, I am not perfectly perfect here. I am imperfectly perfect because I am just me. I'm not an actress. I'm just presenting the knowledge that I have to help you in your coming year. We were going to Reebok, kind of show you. And just so you know, we have this on ours as well. It's called a mega menu. If you have a large site, you have to get a lot of links. You want that user experience to be wonderful. You want to make sure they can get right to where they need to be. On our site, it kind of drops down like this and helps people to find exactly what it is that they're looking for. So color blocked, horizontal. The other thing is they're using their own photos. They have a professional in-house, but I'm actually going to show you a site that is a restaurant that they also use their own photos. And this is actually in development. We're hoping to go live this week. We're almost close. We're just fine-tuning the last pieces, and it's Juno Beach Cafe. Brilliant colors in their logo, fun. And so you don't want a white site with all those beautiful colors. So here we go. We see that we have, their photos. We've got one or two professional photos, but actually they have a waitress there who is, we taught her how to get down and into the photos. That's a professional one. That's hers. And it still looks delicious, and you can't tell the difference. You don't have to have, the high-priced photographer come in. This photo was taken right after he was delivered his pancakes. It creates an experience. Now get a model release from any customers you take their photos of, or ask them verbally if you can use it in their marketing. But he's adorable. He's a real customer, really getting his food, and I'm telling you, he needs to be in commercials. You're seeing the large fonts as well. Tidbits. They're covering everything. You can download menus. A little side tip for restaurants, you don't have to type out your menus anymore. These people have some major size menus. PDF files are read for search engine optimization. So it's perfectly fine now to have PDF files. Mobile phones have plenty of storage these days. They can download the menu, view it immediately. Facebook will link to the menu, Google will link to the menu, and PDFs are perfectly fine. So you're seeing how very, very little white is being used. And you've got the long stretched, as we said in tip 1. I'm going to show you another colored site. This is actually black site. I haven't done a black site in years. And it's so different from the 90s when we had black sites everywhere. We have beautiful texturing, and Plum Talk is a video company, a production company here in West Palm Beach who also does their own videos, and they're going to be going live with this later this week, early next week. But you can see color doesn't have to be stale. It doesn't have to look cartoony or like a kindergarten class. It can have style and professionalism and really make your photos pop. So I kind of rushed through those because those are the easy ones to figure out. This next one that we're going to show you is the tip is responsive over mobile ready. And this actually really rolled out last year in 2015. About April 28th, 29th, sometime that week. Mobilegeddon rolled out. That's, we're geeks here, so we have to use geek terms. And so Mobilegeddon basically is Google's algorithm change, where they said your site can no longer be pinch in, pinch out. You have to be able to see it. And what that meant is mobile websites starting to veer out, and responsive is the absolute way to go. Let me show you what that means. So this is mobile website, and a mobile site basically is your menu. It looks like this page isn't scrolling down, but it's your menu and maybe some contact information. And then you have select pages in this layout. sometimes you kept two separate sites, your main site and your mobile site. With WordPress, there was actually mobile website plugins. So, but it doesn't look much like your site at all. And you have pop-ups and stuff. So let me show you. This is responsive. Now, I just showed you this site, so you already know what it looks like on the long scroll on the desktop, but this is what it looks like on a high-end phone. It folds under. So the content in the coding is there to fold, and you see the menu goes away in this black with three lines, the three horizontal lines, or a drop down is what's commonly used. And you can still see the mouse hovers over and you can still click the actual menu. This is more the mid-tier, and you can see even on the small one it fits. And these are the reason you want the large font. You can still read it. And it sizes to the phone, so you're not having to scroll left and right. It just folds. So this actually, even though I'm talking about 2017, I have still noticed a lot of sites are either using mobile websites or they're pinch in, pinch out to see them. Google doesn't like pinch in, pinch out. Google is focusing on mobile. So if you're going to build a website and you want marketing done on it, SEO, then you want to really make sure your site is responsive. Make sure that the phone number, if you're a local business, is in the top and it's clickable. If you look down here in the bottom corner when I hover over the phone number, if I click that, I'm on my mobile phone, it's going to start going for me to click to dial. So now we've gone easy to understand, color, length, long, big text, wider. We've discussed responsive over mobile. Now we're going to get a little bit technical with a new word for you called AMP. AMP simply stands for Accelerated Mobile Pages. I made the comment that Google is now going towards mobile, and I'm going to actually show you a couple of sites that you'll be familiar with where their entire site is focused on mobile first. And that is something that is a shift in 2017. Now, I'm not going to try and get too technical with this, but simply put is mobile AMP is fast web pages. That beautiful parallax, the movement on the page, a lot of that's going to go away for those who are fully on board with AMP. They just announced, they being Google, last month in October. I'm like, what month are we in again? Last month in October, they just announced that Google AMP is a priority. And a lot of people saw in their local results that they disappeared, or you see AMP across the top in the search. There is a slight dispute. I think the winners are go with AMP, but I've seen a few people disputing whether it's going to be something that Google's going to stick with or not. And we've seen Google with Google Glass, and Google Plus is starting to break out, that not everything sticks, but it shouldn't. It's business and trends change, and an idea may sound good to begin with and it may not follow through. The AMP project has been around for a year, but it was just last month that Google announced that this is a priority for them. It's special coding. You yourself, unless you're a coder, is probably not going to be doing this. You'll be calling your webmaster, getting your IT department on it, whoever manages your website. But you will see they get priority in the Google searches. So this is definitely trend number 4 that is not going away. And because of that, this isn't one of the main trends, but this is something that we're starting to notice pop up, is sites are now building their desktop version with mobile first. And what I mean by that is, look at those 3 horizontal lines. Adobe has many products, And they used to have a mega menu where they showcased everything. Now they have gone towards the mobile view. They're not having that strip across the top. I think it'll take a while as people are getting trained. Visitors are trained in mobile sites to look for those three, but it is something that they're going to. And their site, very clean, all one. And they just relying on, a mobile style, and this will fold on the mobile view. And someone else who is also doing it is Miss Beyonce. Could not go into the music field, could you? Her homepage right now is still posted on the voting, which was last week's time. We're not going to discuss voting. Politics and religion are still taboo. But you'll see she's got her menu hidden. She doesn't have all of this across the top. She's focusing on whatever her showcase is, whatever the video of the moment, whatever they're promoting is on top. And it's leaning still more towards the mobile. And it was one thing after another, and her entire page is all on the vote. She was helping the Democrats. So that falls really with AMP. Because of announcement of AMP, everybody is noticing mobile first. So hopefully I'm not speaking too fast. I'm so excited. I want to get as much information in here as possible for you. But the last trend that we're really seeing, and it's been trickled in, and Facebook, that popularity isn't going to go away. Snapchat, that was for our middle school kids, is now becoming for business. LinkedIn will never go away. It's one of the best places for business and connecting with professionals, not just for your HR professionals or your staffing agencies, but for everybody. And what am I talking about here? I'm talking about engaging with your customer. And social networking definitely needs to be part of it, but your website needs to be engaging. To just have static, if you're Adobe, perfectly fine, because people are coming here for software. They want the updates, they want to get everything. But they are going to have to start doing more than just that. They're going to interact and not keep things separately. But for business owners, one of the ways is just a blog. And I've heard it time and time again, Elizabeth, I can't spend the time writing. You need to have content for search engine optimization, not just a one or two, here's our latest project content. You need to engage with your customer. And Moore, Elric, and Neil is a website, mencpa.com. We launched this actually late last year. And you see, they've got a little bit smaller font, but it's actually larger than what they had. They've got the wider view, but right here on the home page, and they are doing a good job of keeping their clientele informed. And they are between Palm Beach Gardens and Miami, so they're kind of spread out. They put their congratulatory stuff, but they're also talking about, because they do CPA expert witness and trials and forensic accounting. So they talk about it. What is that increasing role? And look, they just published it. Once a month, they published an article. And it's unique content that they are doing. You need to have your own unique content. Now, we at Webmaster for Hire write our content. We work with our clients to approve topics, to make sure we're talking on the right things. And then we have our writers produce the content so that it's marketable. But our other client, we launched this one late last year as well. This is, if you're into fishing and hunting, this is the place to go to. Good men's trip, family outings. They are in northern Ontario, Canada. And it's got some nice little sliders here talks about fishing, resort life, and making reservations. That's important. They have their own video of unique content, but this is the part that I really want to show you. They are engaging anyone who is in fishing. And when I was working on this site, I'm telling you, I learned so much about fishing world. Sharing your trophies is huge. You know, having a website where you've come and they tout trophies, big fish, you know, that you can catch, and you know, they have it so that all you have to do is click on there and you upload. This is actually somebody who stayed in their resort and was excited. They do the same thing on their Facebook. Show us what you caught in Lake Savant. You know, that interactivity, engaging and connecting with your customers is so very important. I actually, this last weekend, because the whole election bickering, had to take myself off Facebook. I did not realize how hard it was for me to get off Facebook on the weekend in my personal time. Your customers are hanging out on social networks. They want to read your latest articles. They want to be part of your business, and they're excited. And you want to be able to create that. And there's so many various ways of creating and engaging, not just pushing out your sales brochure website. And in 2017, I bet you right now there are things that are not invented yet, that have not gone live yet, that are all about engaging. And that is definitely important. So just a quick recap, the top 5 trends for 2017 is larger, longer, horizontal pages with big fonts, having color added to your site. Now this actually isn't white, it may be videoing white, but it's an off color. Having color and real photos. These are all photos from his resort, you know, from their resort, and you know, their cabins, their shots, their photos. If you use stock photos, use active stock. Responsive over mobile ready for Google. AMP, your new acronym for the year, having accelerated mobile pages, fast downloading pages. And of course, last but not least, interactivity and engaging. I hope that this has been a wonderfully educational video for you. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season and it's enjoyable, and that when you enter into 2017, you are ready for the new trends. Have a wonderful, wonderful New Year's. Bye.